welcome to Friday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, and Friday the 1st of April no less, which is April Fool's Day. So I have been very careful in the puzzle that I have selected for us today. This is called Parity Lines by ExFalsoQuodlibet. I've just realised I should have looked up what that meant before I started the video. Out of false arguments, maybe? Quodlibet. I think quodlibet is one of those words I only ever come across in cryptic crosswords. I think it means arguments. I might be talking total rubbish. But anyway, this puzzle has been recommended to us by a few people. Apparently it's quite approachable and quite unusual, and I think ExFalsoQuodlibet is a new author as well. So making a debut on the channel. But this puzzle's been recommended quite apart from April Fool's Day, so I don't think there should be anything like fool worthy in this puzzle. However, I have been sent a puzzle that I thought would be very suitable for Mark today, and it's a 4x4 puzzle, and so I've sent it to him. I'm hoping he will get a chance to try it. It's by Demono, and it's only a 4x4. And think about that. How can that be difficult? But apparently this puzzle is very difficult. So I'm hoping that Mark's video will be worth a watch, if for nothing other than the Schadenfreude factor. We shall see. I suppose I'll get my comeuppance if the video from Mark today is not a 4x4 by Demono, because that will mean something has gone wrong with my joke. Anyway, what else have I got to tell you about today? Well, it's the first of the month, so if you're a patron over on Patreon of the channel, A, thank you. B, your monthly reward is incoming. So we've got a new Sudoku quest for you to try this month. I think it's a little bit more difficult than the last 2 months. Still not monstrous though. We've got other monstrous things for you coming up very soon. But no, the monthly reward should be fine, and you have until the 20th of April to get your solutions to us and be in with a chance of winning a prize. Now, the other thing that we've just released on Patreon, it should be up by the time this video goes live, is my solve of the new Phistomefel. Well, it's not a Sudoku puzzle, which is why it's not on the channel. It's a very unusual version of Slitherlink. It's like no Slitherlink I've ever seen. It's called Touching Slitherlink, and then Phistomefel compounds the agony by allowing the clues to be liars. So that is a 100-minute video. It's one of the longest videos we've ever made on the channel, and that's available for our patrons right now over on Patreon. So if you're at a loose end and you want to watch a very long video of me struggling mighty hard with the great man, then that is right there right now. Now, I don't think I've got anything else to tell you, so why don't we get on with Parity Lines, and I'll read you the rules. They are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Each line has 2 circles. One of these circles gives the total number of odd digits on the line, and the other circle gives the total number of even digits on the line. Both of these totals include the digits in the circles. For each line, the solver must determine which circle counts the even digits and which counts the odd digits, and digits may repeat along a line if allowed by the other rules. Digits in the cage sum to the given total. So, how does this work? Let's actually just have a think about one of these lines. If we look at this line is 7 cells long, which means the circles must add up to 7. And so let's just put 3 and 4 in here. So this 3, I suppose we don't know. We don't know whether it's counting the odd numbers or the even numbers on the line, but let's imagine it was counting the odd numbers. Then we would know that all 4 even numbers were on the line. Let's put some even numbers, sprinkle them around the line. And then we would know those 2 cells were odd, because we're just saying this is counting the odd numbers. So that could be 1 and 5. So I think that is a legitimate way, possibly, of filling one of these parity lines. It sounds very interesting. I'm surprised I haven't seen this rule before, because it seems very natural. But anyway, do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. Now I get to play. Let's get cracking. And I can see we've got a great big line around the side and quite a big line down the main or the negative diagonal. Let's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these two circles add up to 9. Now it doesn't have to be a set of the digits 1 to 9, does it? Because I think it said digits may repeat along the line. Okay, I was hoping I was going to be able to say this was a 5-4 pair. Because if every digit on this line is different, then we would know all 5 odd digits between 1 and 9 and all 4 even digits would be included, so they would have to be 4 and 5. But I think that's not right, because we can repeat digits on this line. Like that digit, if that was a 1, that could be a 1 as well. Indeed, that could be a 1. So, no, this is not where to start. It's actually, I think we might be better starting with short lines, because I can see that line must be pretty forced. Yeah, because these circles must add up to 3, because there are 3 cells on the line, so they must be 1 and 2. And if they are 1 and 2, what goes in the corner? The 2 is counting... we don't know. The 2 is counting something, odd or even digits, but we don't know which... Yeah, we don't know what it's counting. So even though 2 is even, it doesn't have to count the even digits. So we don't know what goes in the corner. Okay, but we've got the same up there. Look, that's another similar geometry 3-cell line. So now we've got 1, 2 pairs in columns 1 and 2. No. Yes. Okay, so this line is now forced, isn't it? Because what we can't do with this line is something like that. Because although this... Yeah, that's weird. We can't do that because it doesn't obey normal sudoku rules to have a 0 in the grid. But from a pure parity line perspective, you can do that. Because this would just be saying there's 0. So this could be counting the odd digits on the line. So if those two were both even, that 4 would be correct, because I think 0 is even. And yeah, okay, but obviously we can't do that. But that means this digit is not 1 or 2, and it's not 4, and yet these two cells have to add up to 4, so that must be, I think, a 3, which means that must be a 1. And that's beautiful, because there are now 2 odd digits on the line, so the 1 cannot be counting the odd digits and must be counting the even digits, which means these 2 squares are an odd digit and an even digit. And although that's quite interesting, I don't... How do we notate that? I'll notate that like that, using the patented method of orange for odd and blue for even, to be colorblind. As colorblind friendly as we can be. Oh, look, that one is... Now we do Sudoku. Okay, that's fine. I can do Sudoku sometimes. And those squares have got to include 1s and 2s. Yeah, so I think what we've got to do is look for short lines here. There's another short line there, which... So okay, these two have to add up to 4. They can't be double 2, can they? So they must be 1, 3, 1, 3. 3 is... We might get a 3 in the corner. Right. Okay, yeah, and this must be an odd and an even digit. This is the same sort of arrangement that we've got on the diagonal 4-cell line, isn't it? So this is 1 of each. Another short one there, so this one again. No, that one's different. This one's different because it could be double 2 this time. If it was double 2, 2 and 2 are both even, so one of the 2's is counting even, and there'd have to be 2 odds in those 2 cells. But it could still, well, it could be, right, let's actually put the options in. It's got to be like that. No, we don't know. Okay, sorry, I thought that might be good, but it wasn't. Foiled again. Right, where's the next shortest line in this puzzle? Is it this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these two squares have to add up to 6. They can't be double 3. That would break the rules of Sudoku. So this must be 2, 4 or 5 because it can't be 1 or 3. So this is 2, 4 or 1 and it can't be 1. So that is a 2, 4 pair. These are both even. That still doesn't tell us what's going on. If the 2 was counting the evens, these could all be odds, and that would work probably. Oh, bobbins. Okay, so we don't know what that's doing. We're running out of very short lines now. That one's quite short, although it's a bit kinky. The kinky line is 5. Right, so those two have to add up to 5. Right, that's got to be a 3 or a 4 then. And that's got to be a 1 or a 2. That's nice. Because, look, we've now found a 1-2 pair in that row. So that means we've now got a 1-2 pair in box 4. Oh, but we don't know what this one is. We still don't know what that one is. Hang on a moment. Can I get this digit? If that's 4... no, it does still. I still don't think I can't use the parity to fix this at all. Right, what about this line then? I've got, right, there are 7 cells on the line, and this is, right, this is doable. This is very nice, because there are 7 cells on this line, but this is a 1 or a 2. Well, what it can't be is a 1 and a 6, because there cannot be 6 cells of the same parity on a straight line in a Sudoku, because there are only a maximum of 5 odd numbers, and that's the highest you'll get. There are 4 evens. So this must be... Oh, my phone's going. Got a second. No, I haven't. So this is a 2. This is a 5. This is a 1. This must count the odds, because there are not 4 even digits in this row. Oh, but that doesn't actually help us. Does it? Hang on a minute. No, I don't think it does. I feel like I'm being a bit slow about this line, but I'm not sure. There has to be... We know that's counting the odds. I know this is counting the evens. There's already 1 even digit, so there must be 1 even digit along that string and 4 odd digits. But I don't think we can... I might be wrong. I'm not sure how to do the order of that. So now I think we're in the realms of having to look at longer lines, aren't we? Like those 2 cells have to add up to 7. Oh, again, we can't use 1, 6. Oh, right, here is something very pretty. I like this line. Right, what is the nature of these 2 circles? They are not 1, 6, obviously. Now, they're actually not 2, 5 either. Because if they're 2, 5, all of the odd digits have to be in row 1, have to be on the line. But the 1 is definitely odd, and it's definitely not on the line. So this cannot be 2, 5. It must be 3, 4. And that one is the 4 by Sudoku. So that's 4, that's 3, that's 4, that's 1. That's 2. That is 2. So this is... yeah, okay, that's very cute. So this being double 2 means these 2 squares must now be odd, because we've counted 2 even numbers along this line. So those are both odd. It would have been better if this would be even from the point of view of the 2, 5 line. That 4 gives me another digit there. That's 2, that's 4. That's probably useful somehow, in a manner I can't quite get my head round. There are now 4 2s looking at box 9. So that's a 2 in the corner. Well, in the top right hand corner of it. We've actually got loads of 2s in the grid full stop. But maybe not enough to fill them all in. There's a 2 in one of those and a 2 in one of those. Okay. Now if I know that there's 3 and 4 there, do I know what that corner digit's parity is? So that's odd. Hang on. No, because I don't know what the 3 or the 4 refer to. That's so strange. This is very, very weird. So let's have a look at this column now, where we need these 2 cells to add up to 7. And again, we've got to be, well, we can't do 1, 6. We've learnt that. And this time I can't do 2, 5 for a different reason. I can't do 2, 5 this time because 2 is looking at both circles. So this is a 3, 4 pair, and we know the order, but there's a 3 here. So this is 4, this is 3. And now, again, I don't know what the 3 and the 4 refer to. How strange. Okay. Right, I think we're soon going to have to resort to the madness of the really long lines. What's this one? So this is 1, 2, oh, it's 7 again. Right, but this cell can't be very many different things because it can't be 1, 2, 3 or 4. So that has to be 5 or 6. And this has to be 1 or 2. Beautiful, there's a 2 here. So this line actually is helpful, although it has a 6 on it. That's surprising. Okay, but it is diagonal, so yeah, okay, it can... Right, that's very, very interesting again, because now I've got an odd digit on the line, I've got an even digit on the line, so whichever one this is referring to is filled, which means the whole of the rest of this line has to have, all those digits have to have the same parity. So that's going to be something that we need to know. What's telling us? Is it this one? That 2 is counting even. No, we could still put an even digit here. This 4 and this 1? Do we know? That's 1 of each. So, oh, it's the same thing again. Is it the same thing again? I've actually just noticed I know the parity of this one as well, because I've got 3 odds on that one, so that has to be an even digit. But that is not on this line. But what I'm thinking is that because this is 4 and this is 1, these are different parity. So this 1, whether it's applying to the odds or the evens, it's completed by the circles, which means that the other digits on this line all have to have the same parity. So all of these digits are now green. I would love to know. Oh, it's very hard for this one to be even. It can still just be even if it's an 8. There's a 1 in the corner, so that's given me some more digits here. 1 and 3. I've got 4 1s looking at box 6, so that's a 1. So maybe it's just sudoku. Yeah, look, I've got 4 1s looking at box 8 as well, so that's 1. I think I've got 9 1s in the grid. I've got an awful lot of 2s as well, but I've still got this sort of funny pattern here that I'm not sure I can resolve. Okay, we know that this... Yeah, so that's an odd number, isn't it? 1 is odd. Last time I checked. This is even. Oh, I see. No. It's all fixed. It's all fixed by being beautiful. It's me overlooking something very obvious, but it's absolutely beautiful. Right. This is very, very clever. Now, look, this line has 3 odd numbers on it. Therefore, this has to be the even number on it. But now I've got 2, 4, and 6 in this row. So that's forced to be 8. The moment this is 8, it turns green into, because there's all the even numbers in row 3 already, that has to be odd. So green, actually, you didn't know this before, but it's actually orange. And we've got a whole slew of orangeness going through the grid now. That must be important, mustn't it? Those are orange because we've got all 4 evens in row 3. Oh, so that's probably going to help with this. Yeah, these 2 circles add up to 9, and if that's odd, that must be even. And it's not 2, so it's 4, Whoops. So it's 4, 6. Can it really be? No, it can't be 8 because this can't be 1. If it's 6, this is 3. That doesn't work. So this is 4. This is 5. This is a 7, 9 pair. And that, oh, see, look, and this unwinds the X-wing on 2s because 2 is not odd. So 2 must go there. That must be 2. Maybe I should start labelling up these other lines at some stage now. Oh, yeah, look at this line. This line's interesting now because I've got 2 odds on it. I've got 2 odds and 2 evens on it. So whichever one the 4 is referring to is going to need both of those. So they have the same parity. So they could be a 6, 8 pair. That's the only way they can be even. Oh, I've got a 1 in an 18 cage. I haven't been thinking about cages at all. I've only got 1, but I can fill 8 and 9 in there. Is that helpful? It doesn't seem so. Okay. I'd love to know where the 1 even digit is along here. I've almost got quite a sort of quorum of odd digits in box 5, look. Yeah, there is a way of thinking about this then. Okay, these can't both be even, because if they were both even, this 2 clue is broken. There would be 3 evens on the line. So one of these is odd. And it can't have 2 odds because that would make 6 odd digits in box 5. So this is 1 of each. But that means those 3 are all even, which means these 2 have to be from 4, 6 and 8. That one's not 4. That one is not 4 either. So now I've got a 6, 8 pair here. And there's a... Oh, this is so clever. So now there's a 4 here, just by Sudoku sort of interacting with the line parity. This is really very beautiful. 4, 4. Okay, so now... Okay. So now I've got my 2 evens. So this is now forced to be odd. This is odd. So can we now force the parity of this somehow? I think this is the next challenge we've got. I've got 3 odds. Do I need another odd in one of those 2 cells? I'm not sure I do. That's ambiguous. There's probably a way of doing that. I just can't see what it is. Let's double click 3s. Yes, let's double click 3s because that reveals that that is a 3. And therefore that is a 3. And that does it. Okay, so if in doubt, try Sudoku. So that's a 3, but I think the far more interesting place that there has to be a 3 is in this domino. There has to be a 3 there by Sudoku, and we know they're the same parity, so they're both orange. These are all, therefore, even. The 4 at the top is useful. That gives us a 6, 8 pair here. The 6, 8 pair fixes the 8 and the 9 at the bottom. We need a 7 in this column. 7 last time I checked was odd. Had to think about that for a moment, but therefore this is even, and this is 6 or 8. And it's not 8, so that's 6. All the rest of this column has to be odd numbers. I think I will colour that in. 5, 8 and 9 at the top. There's an 8 in one of these 2 cells. I sort of feel like that must be important in terms of solving the puzzle. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. 5, 6 and 7. No, yeah, I think I am getting ahead of myself. There's a 6 in one of those. This is a 5 or a 7. Come on. This is 5, 8, 9. Oh dear. You can repeat numbers on lines, can't you? So this, I can't use this 6 to frank this cell and get rid of a 6 from it. Oh, Yeah, but well, I can't do that. But what I could observe fairly straightforwardly is that 6 is not an odd number. So this orange cannot be a 6. So that's a 6. And this is a 5, 7. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know what happened there, but I just want to make that orange and a 5 or a 7. Which might be important somehow, some way. These are 5, 7 and 9. Whoops, misclick again, lost my army. These two squares are definitely odd on this 9, so that's definitely odd as well. So I've now reached 4 odd digits on this funny line. That, the 2 here, although it's even, was counting odd numbers on that 3-cell line at the start. Okay, let's carry on with double-clicking things. Can I do more 3s? Yes. 3 can go here. 3 can go here. And that might be all the 3s. Have I done all the 2s? Yes. Have I done all the 4s? No, but I can keep going. This is actually very helpful. Look, 4. Yeah, there are now 4 4s looking at box 7. So that's a 4. Can I do all the 5s? Oh, I've got 2 5s, so probably not. There's a 5 in one of these 2 cells. 5 in one of these 2 cells. 6s? No, I don't think I know enough about 6. Although, yeah, okay. This 6 is plonking a 6 on the 9-cell line into that position by sudoku. So there's a 6 in one of these 2. 6 is even. So this line's now got, it's got another even there. So it's now got 3 evens and 4 odds. Four odds. So one of these is odd and one of these is even. And is that enough to tell me about how this box works? I don't think so. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm not. Oh, but I tell you what, row 6 is going to do it. This has now got to be even. That's got to be even to make sure this has enough even digits. So that has to be odd using the parity of the 9-cell line. And these have to be odd as well. And that's probably, and this 6 now resolves them. This has been very cleverly put together. Very, very admiring of this. Oh, so up here the 2 was counting evens instead of this one, which was counting odds. So that gets us an 8 here. Gives us a 5, 9 pair. Those are 2 odd numbers, therefore. So let's check this line now. Well, no, we don't need to. We can just do sudoku, can't we? We need a 6 and a 7 on the line. Not a 6 and an 8, a 6 and a 7. That fixes this as a 9. And this is a 5. Therefore, that's a 9 by sudoku, and this is a 7. And this is a 5. And this is a 5. That strikes me as a little interesting. This column needs 6, 7s and 8s, so that has to be a 6 or an 8, which is even. Yeah, so the question really is, where does the 7 go in this column? It's got to go at the top. And that resolves the 6 and 8, 8 and 6. Resolves this, resolves this. Oh, I see. I've still got a 7, 9 pair in the middle box. 5 or a 7 here. 5 or a, is that 5, 7? Yeah, so we can place the 9 in box 8. This 5 tells us the order of the 5 and the 7. That should be a 9 by sudoku. That should be a 7. That's a 7. That's a 9. That's a 7. That's a 9. That's a 9. That's a 5. That's a 5. That's a 7. That's a 7. That's a 5. That's a something. No idea what. 8, I think. And that should be a 9. Does that look correct? I'm going to say yes. Yay! Beautiful. Really, really elegant puzzle. Very unusual. And there was a lot to admire. I loved the way it was sort of a linear solve, and how you just sort of kept increasing the length of the line that you looked at, and it gradually revealed its secrets to us. And this, what my favourite bit was noticing that you could get the parity of all those cells to be the same, and then all these cells to be the same, and then finally this line told us the nature of, I can't remember which cell it was. It was this cell or something like that, but that yes, it was this cell. Knowing this was even, was the last even digit in this row, forced this to be odd and forced all of our green cells to turn orange. Something we maybe didn't expect. But that's so cool, that puzzle, and not an April Fool. Haha. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments. I do enjoy them, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.